guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking all things H&M makeup. Obviously every single one of those boxes was empty because I have actually opened everything and put as much of it as possible on my face, but that's beside the point. As you probably noticed, my background is slightly different. You've got a little glimpse of a bookshelf of books that I have not read. No, I haven't moved house. I haven't, moved to LA and gone to the big city to live the YouTube dream. I just felt like being really lazy and sitting on my bed today, and so this is the wall. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this. Maybe I'll do this more often. Let me know if that's a good idea. So to be honest, I was a little bit skeptical before starting this video because on the one hand, I remember watching a video that I think Tart did quite a while ago where she did like a full face like first impressions review of everything H&M makeup, and to say the least it didn't really work out that well. I don't think there were many things that by the end of it she actually liked. But then on the other hand, I do remember when I was younger, like the first ever eyeliner I got was from H&M. It was a black liquid glitter liner and I used to wear that every single day. Well, I didn't used to wear it per se because I was like 12 at the time and my parents were very strict on like not allowing me to wear makeup at all. But I used to practice with it quite a lot. I used to come home every day and like grab it out of my drawer and run in front of the bathroom mirror and practice drawing like wings with it and like putting it all over my eye. I did like eyeshadow and like even put it in my waterline, which is so bad because that had glitter in it. Like I literally could have blinded myself. But I remember that eyeliner being so good. It was like smooth and pigmented, and obviously at the time I had no idea what any of these things meant, but I do remember that thing lasted forever. It lasted for so long. So that's why I was a bit like in two minds, because I was like, oh, Tati didn't really like that much of the stuff, but then that eyeliner was really good. So I don't know if maybe H&M has like stepped up their game since then. They've like read kind of like bad reviews that people have been giving and they've taken it into account and they've made improvements. Or maybe because obviously H&M is a European brand, maybe the makeup that we have here is just like a higher standard to what they have in America. I don't know. But I will say though, just kind of as a little thing, that I was actually very impressed with everything I've tried. I didn't try everything. I didn't kind of go on like a full splurge because obviously I bought all of this with my own money, so I wasn't really trying to spend all that much. Like I'm in H&M, I'm not expecting to be spending a lot of money. But they had like a really good range of stuff and everything was kind of reasonably priced, so I kind of just bought like a handful of things. I didn't want to buy loads of stuff that I knew I wouldn't use because I already had, so let me stop rambling and I'll just start showing you the products. Yes. I'm actually going to start with something that's not makeup, and that is nail polish. They actually had a really wide range of nail polish. You probably saw it in my intro. It was literally like a wall, like ceiling to floor, of like all these different shades of nail polish, like mattes and glosses and like shimmery and top coats. So I just picked up 4, but that was a really difficult decision for me to decide what to get. I've got Dewy Rose, which is like, I don't even know if you can see it, it's like a pinky purpley shifty type thing. I have Space Jam, cool name, which is, I think I pretty much picked all of them that had like a colour shift in it. This is kind of like a purpley, pinky, orangey type thing. Then I have Top Rock, which is similar to the first one I just showed, but blue, and it has like a slightly purple shift in it. And then the one I'm wearing now is Glow Must Go On. I like that, and it's like an orangey kind of thing. Like in the bottle it looks like it has more of a shift in it, so I was a little bit disappointed when I put it on that it was kind of just straight orange. I mean, it is a nice colour, but when you put it on you don't get as much of a shift as what you see in the bottle. Having said that, the formula of it is really nice. Like the brush also is huge. Let me just show you. It's like a really nice kind of wide flat brush, so you can really easily like get really close to the cuticle, do your like one stroke down the middle, one down the side, one down the other side without getting paint like all over your nails. So I feel like if you're a beginner, these would be really good because they're really simple to use. They're also really pigmented. Like the first coat I put on went on like no patchiness or anything. I was kind of deliberating like whether I even needed a second coat, and it also dried quite quickly, like between the first coat and then putting on the second one. So I was pretty impressed with that. I didn't use like a base coat or a top coat or anything like that, and even though I've had it on for like a day, I mean, it hasn't chipped or anything like that, so that's pretty good. 1 point to H&M for that. Oh, and these are $3.99, by the way. Here's my receipt, just to prove to you I bought all of this with my own money. So the next thing I want to talk about is complexion products, which I didn't actually buy any of because I didn't really think they would suit my skin type. There was like a cushion one and a powder one and like a liquid one, which is good, but they all seem to be like sheer coverage, dewy finish, which for me and my oily skin just doesn't really work. So I kind of just left them there. But I still want to talk about this because I was pleasantly surprised at the shade range. So even though they had the like 3 or 4 different types of foundations, the shade range was still kind of extensive enough that I know I would have been able to find a shade for me, even though I had gone in there thinking everything would be like 4 shades of beige, not even 50 shades, because obviously it's not like a proper makeup brand, so I wasn't expecting a lot. So I was really surprised when there were shades like, they were like my colour and then even some darker than that, so well done to H&M for that. And even though like I swatched some of the stuff and it did feel really nice, it just kind of wasn't really for me. But I mean, if you have like drier skin or you're kind of looking just for like a cheap, maybe everyday foundation, I mean, H&M, give it a shot, try it out. It might be good, it might not be good, I don't know. Don't tell them I sent you if you don't like it. So enough about products that I didn't buy, let me actually talk about something that I did, starting with eyeshadow. So these are the boxes that they come in, really nice actually. The packaging on pretty much all of their stuff is really nice. It's like this really sleek kind of white box with like a black outline, and then you've got gold H&M writing. And also I appreciate that all of their packaging has like a sticker on the side showing you like what the colour is. So I got the colours Stayin Olive, Kobai Azalea and Stargazer. 2 of them are mattes, and then this blue one, the Azalea one, has got glitter in it. It's not shimmery, it's glittery. So these are the eyeshadows themselves. They come in like individual little compacts with a little window, so you can see the shade, and then it's got like a little gold lid. It says H&M there in gold. So these eyeshadows I really like. They had quite an extensive range. A lot of them were shimmery, and like a lot of them were like colours that I felt I already had, so I didn't bother buying them. But the colours that I did get, I was really impressed with. I'm going to start with this pink one because this one blew my mind. These eyeshadows are pigmented, hella pigmented, like, can't really see it, but like that's some good pigment. Considering it's H&M, you wouldn't expect pigment like that. And also I found that they were really blendable. So if you look at this colour here, you wouldn't kind of look at that like bright ass pink and think, oh, transition shade, but I managed to blend it out really nicely into what looked like a transition shade, like in this eye look. So I was really impressed with like how pigmented it was, how well it blended. And price point, these were $4.99, so I mean not too bad. They're not like up there in price, but obviously there are cheaper eyeshadows out there. But if you happen to be passing through H&M, these aren't bad. The olive one, again, the same. It looks kind of, you know, pretty muted, just like a really nice like olive green kind of khaki colour. But then again, it's like smooth, it's not patchy, it's nice and pigmented. This one is slightly less pigmented than the pink one, but obviously the pink one's kind of nearly neon, so you would kind of expect that. This one though, this one we need to talk because I'm in love. This is like one of my favourite eyeshadows now ever. Just look how stunning that is. You can't even see it in the light. Just, oh, can you see? Can you see? It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna die. Just all the glitter in there, and it's just a really nice shade of blue. And my hands are all disgusting now from swatching, but let me see if I can do it justice. Like, look at that. And then you just, bitch, that is some pigment. I will say though that with this shade, when you go to blend it out, because it's not shimmery, it's glittery, you do kind of lose some of the glitter in the blending process. But I feel like if you pack that on the lid, bruh, there would be no need for a Milky Way. The galaxy would just be, it would just be right there on your eye, on your face. Like, just put it all over your face and you'll be happy. I'm sure you would be happy. Like, oh, these are called the Infinite Impact eye colour, by the way, if anyone wanted to know that information, if anyone cared. So the next thing that piqued my interest was the Cream Fusion eye colours. Basically just a cream eyeshadow. Generally, I don't really use cream eyeshadows like by themselves. If I am going to use them, I'll use them as like a base for other eyeshadows. And I only really got one because the other shades they had were like black and like navy blue and gold, and I already had all of those. They weren't really interesting me that much. But then as I was walking away from the display, I noticed this one. This is the shade Gentle Woman. It's like a nice kind of burgundy eggplant-y colour, and then it has gold glitter in it. It is gorgeous. And the thing I like about these is a lot of cream eyeshadows that you get can sometimes be quite stiff, and like you put your finger in, you just want a little bit to like dab onto the lid, and then you just get like little clumps in there, and then they don't want to move, and then you end up with too much. This is actually so smooth, and like this is probably one of the nicest cream eyeshadows I've used. And I think the difference in texture, wait, just look at that, by the way. It's not like your regular cream eyeshadow. It feels like it's kind of whipped. So it's like moussey and it's got a bit of bounce in it. And so like as soon as you put your finger in and bounce it back out, it's like pigment. And then like it blends really nicely. You don't get too much, you don't get too little. It's like the right amount of sticky so that when you put other eyeshadows on top of it, they're just like really nice and pigmented. So what I did was I put the pink eyeshadow at the top, as I said, as a transition shade, and then I used the green in my crease, and then I packed this all over the lid. And then on the inner and outer corners, I put that blue like Stargazer shade, and I wanted to just leave this like in the center. But as I said, I don't really like to just use cream eyeshadows because I always feel like they're going to crease, they're going to move. So I generally set them with another eyeshadow of a similar colour. But I didn't really think that would be fair. So what I did was just set it with a bit of translucent powder. And that seemed to work really well. I've actually never done that before. It was just kind of like a light bulb moment that I had, and I just got makeup all over my nice clean hair. But yeah, it seemed to work really well. So these, good, yes, and they are receipt. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say like $4.99. This receipt is not very helpful. All you get is like eyes, lips, nails, pencil, bag. It doesn't tell you like what each individual item is. So y'all already know that I love me some glitter. I love me some glitter. And they did have like a nice kind of, not loads and loads of glitter, but like a nice display of like a few glitters that they had. They also had a glitter glue and an eyeshadow primer, which I appreciated. The shades, they weren't really captivating me though. There was like a white kind of glitter with like multi-tonal shifts and like stuff going on. Then there was like the generic gold and silver, which didn't really interest me. But then they did have a really nice rose gold one, but it was out of stock. That really upset me. So I just kind of like swatched it on my hand, and then I fell in love, and then I realised I didn't have any left. I even checked the little drawer that they have at the bottom that they don't think anyone knows is there. And there wasn't even any in there either. What I did like though was the packaging, because it was like a little bottle, and then it had like a nozzle on the top, but the nozzle was like squeezy plastic, so you could just kind of like squeeze out the exact amount that you wanted. And because like glitter can get messy, we all know that, so I appreciated that you could like control how much, I don't really know what this is, but you could like control how much glitter you were getting, and it was like precise, and you could probably apply it straight on the eye, and like that's innovation. You just need to get some more of that rose gold one in stock, because I'm sad. I'm not gonna cry because my makeup looks so bad. I did manage to get my hands on this though. This is the Glitterati mascara liner, which is basically just a glitter eyeliner. But, let me show you. Boom! There, can you see that? There, I don't know if you can see that. But basically, you have your brush at the end of like the generic glitter eyeliner that you always get. But then on the little stick part here, you have the little screw thing, so you can use it as mascara too. That is so clever. I've never seen that before. I mean, obviously I know you could very easily just use the brush and like paint it straight onto your eyelashes, but I appreciate the thought that has gone into this. And also, can we appreciate this colour? Like, this is stunning. I don't This is called Liftoff, and it's like, it's pretty similar to my nails actually. It's like that orange kind of thing with like the gold and the green shifts, and kind of reminds me of fire. Maybe I'll do a fire inspired makeup look and just put this all over my face. I think that's an idea. Leave a comment below if you would like to see that. It's gonna happen. But yeah, this I did really like. This was the nicest shade they had. The only other two I think they had were just like generic gold and silver. But then I noticed this one, and it was the last one there. And there was another girl across the store, and she noticed it too, and our eyes locked, and then we both ran, and we had a fight to the death, and then I ripped out her weave, and I got it. I'm joking, that didn't actually really happen. I was the only one in the store, but I wanted to make my life sound interesting, so... Let's stick with the first story. The next thing I want to talk about is the pencil products. I didn't actually get a brow pencil. I was intrigued by them. I did look at them and they did look really nice. They were kind of like that micro tip, like spinny up top thing with the spoolie at the end. But then the shades were like blonde, ginger, grey, black. There was like nothing like kind of dark brown that would suit me, so I just kind of left it. But the pencils did look really nice. I would say give them a shot if they seem to appeal to you. But anyway, the pencils I have are the Colour Essence Eye Pencil in silver. Again, the last one in the store that I really didn't need to fight anyone to the death for because no one was around, but I wish I did. This is the first time in my life I've ever seen a silver eye pencil, so obviously I had to have it. And then I also have the lip definer. Oh, the silver one is the shade Ceremony, by the way. And the lip definer is the shade Cherry Tart. These pencils are pigmented. Like, look. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this any justice, but like, see there. That is stunning. That is, oh. And it's so creamy and smooth. Like, as soon as you put the pencil down, it's just like straight silver, pigment, everything. And then, I'm not going to like smudge it out now because it needs to dry down. But I have tested it. Once you let it dry down for a bit, that's got some staying power as well. So I was really impressed by that. I mean, it's not the cheapest pencil I've ever owned. I think it was like $3.99, which, I mean, I guess is not up there. But, you know, most of the time I buy eyeliner pencils for like £1, so... But this is good. And then the lip liner, again, I was very impressed with. This is a stunning colour. And they actually had like a really nice wide range of lip pencils. And again, like, it's sharpened really nicely. It's like really creamy and pigmented and smooth and not patchy. And like, when I was lining my lips with it, it was just so easy. I could get like that precise line. And because it's such a nice colour and pigmented, I feel like if I wanted to, I could very easily just fill in like my entire lips with that and call it a day. Jumping back to the eyes for a second, I did pick up a pair of eyelashes. They're obviously not in the box because they're on my eyes, but they did have, again, with all things, they did have a really nice range of stuff. They had those like really, really dramatic kind of fake looking ones that you buy when you're like 13 and you're literally not going anywhere. You just think you're cool, so you buy some fake eyelashes. But then they also had these really nice like wispy kind of natural ones. And then they also had individuals in like long, medium and short. So the ones that I got, these are called Hypnotise. They're kind of just like a middle ground, like they're not like a winged out shape, they're just kind of rounded, and then they're like wispy and different lengths and stuff. And I wasn't really expecting much from these because generally when I get eyelashes from brands that are not kind of specifically for eyelashes, they're not really that great. But these actually impressed me. They're $3.99, which is a really good price because you know how eyelashes these days can be expensive. But they were actually like really easy to apply. Like the band was quite thin, but then it was still strong, but it was malleable. So they weren't the easiest eyelashes I've ever put on, but they by far were not the most difficult. So I was really impressed with those. So the last thing I got, I unfortunately have saved the worst thing for last. And it wasn't the worst because it was a bad product. It's just the worst of the things that I tried out. And that was the lipstick. This lipstick is just the matte lip colour. I've got the shade Vanitas, which is like a nice kind of plummy kind of colour, but it's like not too dark and not too light. It's actually a really nice shade, and it's matte, which I do like in a lipstick. The packaging is really nice. The only thing I didn't like about it is when I was putting it on, it did feel a little bit dry. Like, it was really nice, pigmented, smooth, like not patchy or anything like that, but yeah, it did feel a little bit dry. So I feel like you would definitely have to moisturize your lips like straight before you put this on, because I always do put on a little bit of lip balm before I start doing my whole face, but then obviously by the time I get to lips it's kind of settled down a little bit. If you are going to use them, if you have like any sort of dryness or anything on your lips, definitely put like a lip balm or something on right before you wear this. Now that it's on and it's been on for a while, it doesn't feel like it's really drying out my lips. Like, it feels quite comfortable, and you know, I've had sips of water since I put it on and it hasn't kind of like patched or flaked off, like the pigment is still there. It was just more in the application process, it did feel a little bit dry, and it like pulled on the lips a little bit and didn't glide as much as other lipsticks do. So that is one thing to be careful of. So that is it. That is all I bought. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, and I was thinking that it wasn't a lot as well, but then when that cashier read out my total was like 60 quid, I was like, bruh. All the H&M makeup that I tried and swatched in the store as well, because I did swatch a lot, generally did impress me. I think maybe it impressed me more because I went in there thinking that I wasn't gonna like any of it, and then I pretty much ended up liking everything. I think I would have bought more stuff if the range of shades, like color wise, was a bit more exciting, because I do really like kind of bright colorful makeup. So for example, they had a range of eyeshadow palettes which, like, I swatched them, and like the kind of single eyeshadows, the colors were really smooth and like pigmented and stuff, but all the palettes were that similar kind of like neutral, kind of dark kind of shade range, and that's not really what I go for. So I didn't really feel like splurging on those because I knew I would never wear them, but that doesn't mean to say that they are bad products. So unfortunately, that is all I have for you today. I know how sad that makes you. But if you did like this video, please let me know by liking and commenting and sharing and subscribing to my channel. Definitely do that. Do not forget, press that subscribe button. And thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.